unsuccessful in a lot of their clears to even get it past center ice, and that led to a lot of extended zone time for Binghamton. Here's a pass to the slot. They score! Tyler Hamlin wastes no time. 31 seconds in, and he makes it 1-0 Binghamton. Still with the puck going around the world here. High slot shot blocked. Terendi with no help will just circle, and now a turnover. They score! Jake Bergstrom puts Louisiana back up 3. A momentum killer. And it's 4-1 Drillers. Donahue way out of his crease. Here's Bess, takes a shot, he scores! Brody Bess breaks the ice, and it's 5-4. 10 minutes remaining here in regulation. Here's DiMatteo over to Bess, calling for it. Curry, backdoor, Bess scores! Sensational puck movement from the Binghamton Buzz, and it's 3-1. Motors around with it, moves to the doorstep, another pad save, follow-ups there. Gabriel Leclerc. New Hampshire's second power play goal makes it 4-3. Trying to dance around. Stick goes flying, Griffin Gagnon's. Terendi now trying to work it out. Daniel Terendi up the boards to Gagnon. Gagnon the other way with speed, one-on-one. Griffin Gagnon, shot, he scores! Upper 90, Griffin Gagnon. And it's 2-0. Terendi lofts this one to center. Finds Miller. Miller with Peterson. Miller shorts out, he scores! Ethan Miller. What a snipe from number 9. Wrister from on deck goes wide. Another pad save by Peterson. Palmer behind the net, works front door, he scores! Xander St. Pierre makes it 2-1 on the power play. Stick. Peterson below the goal line. Moves over DiMatteo. Up top, Gagnon. His wrister gets there. Now Madura, follow-up chance, they score! Life for Binghamton comes in the form of Joey Rosselli, and it's 3-1. Here's Bess moving in. Bess works it to Peterson. He scores off the backhand. Making it look easy is Preston Peterson, and it's 5-1. And now worked up top, Curry. Curry, nice toe drag move. Curry works on over Miller. He scores! Ethan Miller lights the lamp for Binghamton, and it's 5-1 on the power play. Less than 30 seconds to go in the game's opening power play. Terendi tries to get it to DiMatteo. Terendi digs it out, keeps it into DiMatteo. DiMatteo high slot, his shot, he scores! Jason DiMatteo! 1-0 Binghamton. Has 2 minutes left. Landry's shot takes a deflection, they score! Jacob Landry is the beneficiary of a lucky deflection, and just like that, it's all tied with 2:06 remaining in the second. Mason Ferrari, the only goal thus far for the Generals through 5 periods of play in this series, came in yesterday's 2-1 loss. McAllister loses his edge behind the net. Here's a shot that turned aside by Elliott. Looked like it took a deflection off a Binghamton stick. Now Griffin Gagnon with Rosselli. Drop pass Rosselli. Empty net. He scores! Joey Rosselli had a goal called off yesterday, but sinks this one and makes it 3-0. And we'll get back underway here. Binghamton now up 2, largest lead of the game thus far. Here's Bess working again. Bess McAllister, he scores! Owen McAllister goes 5-hole, and it's 4-1 just like that. 14 seconds apart. Owen McAllister extends yet again. And with that, Brody Bess, another 2-point game for him. He's had 10 multi-point games out of the 12 that he's played with the Binghamton Buzz, and keeps that trend going. Now his 11th multi-point game. Elliott sends it around the boards. Kept in by Audette, who loses his edge. 15 seconds, Madura with an empty net in front of him. Trent Madura ices it for Binghamton. This draw, Terendi trying to work it up to Brown, does get there, and he immediately sends it down to Bess, who loses his edge. Finds Terendi's stick to retain possession. Brown's wrister takes a deflection. Miller can't get it to go. Another save by Schmidt. Moved to the slot and cleared by the Drillers.
Oh, I thought.
Cole Brown over Preston Peterson. Miller wants it, backhands it over Curry. Curry works the slot. His shot loose in front. Peterson falls on it, sprawling. Bess takes a turn. Back to Terendi, who feeds Peterson. Saved by McFall. Split second reaction time. Here's a shot from Gagnon that just deflects over the net. Puck bounces over Slurry's stick. Peterson gets the step on him with Terendi. Peterson shot saved, rebound, and Solari swoops in to take away what would have been a very nice opportunity for Binghamton. To Terendi, Gagnon gets it back. Gagnon takes a shot to the front door and just goes wide on the rebound opportunity. Rosselli below the goal line. Rosselli pawing at it is Peterson. Now Sacrisfold moves down the wing, moves it over. Johnson shot into the chest of Peterson. And now a punch thrown by Andrew Peterson after that exchange, as Johnson and Keegan Elliott go down to the ice. More punches being thrown. Preston Peterson thrown back into the boards, and this is getting a little ugly now. Blocked. Ruppel, his shot gets deflected down. A great save by Andrew Peterson after Nisha's deflection nearly caught Peterson off guard. Gusty backhands it to the slot. Had Schensler, who gets a shot off now. Follow-up, saved by Elliott. Still loose. Schensler kicks it to the Gusty on the far wall. And here's a deflection by Beam. And Dalton Elliott getting his pads closed. Another blocker save. DiMatteo moves in. Jason DiMatteo on his backhand. Bodies collide. DiMatteo feeds the back door. Madura's shot gobbled up by Peterson. Way to go post to post for Trent Peterson. Now Bess gets it back to Miller. Miller has his stick tangled up. And now Bess trying to work it to Brown. Now it's poked aside with Palmater. Palmater working shorthanded. Palmater down the wing, moves to the backhand. Can't get it to go. Another save by Elliott. Sprawling out, Dalton Elliott. St. Pierre puts on the brakes. St. Pierre moves over Levesque with open ice. Levesque shot pad saved by Elliott. Yates has to delay, couldn't get around Peterson. And now the other way, Daniel Terendi, 1-on-0. Terendi works to the backhand, just goes wide, and the net comes off its moorings. Brown works it over to Curry. Curry moves in. Curry's shot off the post. Carson Curry nearly made it 4-0. Had McFall completely frozen. Here's Terendi working to Peterson on the front door. Audette clears that one aside. Jason Audette, right place, right time. And we stay at 4 apiece for now. Brody Bess works in, has it go off his stick. Passes behind Daniel Terendi. Preston Peterson was trying to work it rink wide for Cole Brown, a little too far. And now an outlet all the way up to Landry goes too far. Peterson will send it up to Terendi. Preston Peterson takes Hensley to the back wall. Landry with it now, has the tying goal. Him and DiMatteo battle for it at center. Tatone stood up by Slowinski as he loses his stick in the process. Keegan Elliott will stop behind his net. Sonia to the outside. Puck gets juggled up over the net. Sonia gets it back in the other corner. Excuse me, that's Dalton Elliott now in net for Binghamton for this third period. No longer Andrew Peterson. Dalton Elliott got the win yesterday as a 4-1 record against New Hampshire. Fourth best in league save percentage and 10th best in goals allowed average. Save percentage right now at .933. Powell takes a big hit there from Chandler. Those two were jawing earlier. LeClaire exiting his zone. Gagnon slaps this one in. Powell goes to work with Fanfa. O'Byrne over to Heath, now Gagnon. Over to McAllister, goes off the heel of his stick. Gagnon now sidesteps, regains the zone, moves below the goal line. Finds McAllister. Rink wide for O'Byrne. Snapshot from O'Byrne into the chest of Donahue. And Andrew Peterson is actually not even on the Binghamton bench at the moment. Not sure if Peterson sustained an injury at all in the second period. Don't want to speculate, but the starter for this game no longer even on the bench for the Buzz. Cole Brown's feed, not finding a member of the Buzz. St. Pierre worked up top to Sullivan, to the slot, not covered by Donahue, hit out of play. And the face-off to come outside New Hampshire's zone. Some miscommunication between the officials as to where the face-off was supposed to be. Pass trying to find Palmer. It does get to his stick behind the net, trying to find the doorstep pass, and it's cleared out. Ryan Hensley works it up to center ice. Slowinski slides it back. Hensley gets it again. Mason Wright trying to find Terendi fresh off the bench. Lofted up back to Wright. Terendi does get this deflected deep. Braden Gagnon will stay behind his net. Best puts the forecheck to work. We saw that numerous times in yesterday's game. Yates' pass is blocked. Wright retrieves. Slowinski trying to find Terendi. Bounced around. Terendi takes a tumble. Now here's Best. Back to Peterson. His shot goes wide. Slowinski. Wrister from the blue line. And Peterson lays a massive hit on Tatone, who's down on the ice now. Landry the other way. Landry shot off the chest of Elliott. Follow-up, not there. Landry gets it back. Works it over to Yates. Yates' short side is wide. And puck exits the zone as Tatone still in quite a bit of pain on New Hampshire's bench. Gagnon will deflect this one out of play. 14:09 remaining here in regulation. Last night, the West Bend Power and Wisconsin Woodsmen needed overtime to decide their game. And we're 14 minutes from needing the same. McAllister getting around the forecheck of Sonia. Griffin Gagnon stretches it ahead to Miller. Miller trying to get to the net. Chandler says, no, thank you. Miller short side, grazes Donahue, and is worked to the far side. DiMatteo gets the steal. DiMatteo trying to work to his forehand, feeds to the doorstep, and McAllister just overskated. McAllister's shot's blocked by Miller at his skates. Follow-up, glove down, and the whistles blow early yet again. And shades from the start of the season as the line that was just out there, Madura, Miller, DiMatteo. That is what the Buzz pretty much started their season with as their top line. Hamlin's shot, pad save, follow-up, nothing there. Donahue gets to it before Rosselli. Shots now 40-27 in favor of Binghamton. They have been absolutely peppering Donahue. Here's a feed to Curry, juggles around, Sullivan works over to Brown. Brown has it go off his stick, had some open ice. Cox gloves it down, fights with Curry. Chandler. Now Rosselli joins the party. Chandler trying to kick it out, can't do so. Cole Brown sends it back deep. New Hampshire able to change one. Rosselli worked up top to Brown. Over to Sullivan. Worked down below the goal line. Rosselli. Hamlin finds Curry. Curry's shot, glove down by Donahue. Just getting his glove out there as it looked like the puck was knuckling a little bit off the stick of Curry. Bess moves to Terendi. Terendi gets a shot off, but it goes wide. Off the back boards, now on the back of the net. Play continues as the players try and dig it out. Palmer does try to clear it. Gagnon sends it back deep. Palmer with it again. St. Pierre does clear it, but all the way down, a foot race, and this will be icing against New Hampshire. 6.8 to go. Binghamton controls. And in their first season, Binghamton dethrones the Northeast Generals. And they win the East Division Championship and punch their ticket to St. Louis. Now 5 seconds as the Louisiana fans, to a roar of applause, they're moving on in a rematch with the New Mexico Ice Wolves in the Fraser Cup semifinal. A 5-1 win over the Binghamton Buzz, a dominant one at that, and I'm sure they'll have smiles on their faces for that rematch. Meanwhile, for Binghamton, a season of firsts comes to an end here in the Fraser Cup round robin. Their first season, obviously, their first division title in the regular season, their first postseason East Division title to make it all the way here, but 2 losses in the round robin play to the Granite City Lumberjacks and Louisiana Drillers will end the season for the Buzz.